Mossthenes, right?
Huh? I did not listen to that. Your mic went out.
Okay. Handle into the Skype.
RBG. Here we go. Ramen Budget Gaming. I'm here, Demosthenes with Swifty. We're going to talk about some games. How was your spring break?
I waved the camera,
What?
but we're not doing that. I said I waved the camera. We're not doing that tonight.
Nope.
My spring has been good. It's been. Thanks for asking. I
No
took my
problem.
fiance to Indiana to meet the side of the family that you hadn't met yet. The psychopathic serial killer law enforcement side of the family.
Always the good.
So that's good.
The good side.
His wife are both in law enforcement. He works for Kokomo Police Department, and she works in the sheriff's department. And
Down in Kokomo.
Some telephone or called him to solicit him and stuff.
Lovely.
If he called him again. Oh gosh, that's gotta be an abusive power. Yeah.
That's just gotta.
So it's been good. Been real good. How was your spring break?
It was quite dandy. My spring break was last week.
Right, that's lame, no.
It was super lame. But all I did was robotics competitions. Isn't that fun?
That sounds like a blast.
I played no video games over spring break.
It's my life right now, and it's lame.
I know. I was like, what's wrong with me?
Dad even.
Lame.
So,
Oh, can't hear you. Where'd you go? What?
can you hear me?
Oh, a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
So my dad doesn't even have Wi-Fi at his house.
How does he
so-
live?
Dark Ages here, Pop.
What are you doing?
So access was sparse. I mean, I was using RBG, but
Yeah.
it was a rough couple of days. Feel disconnected from the world.
How to survive without any Wi-Fi?
No one's ever accomplished that in the past. Let me tell you. Without internet, it's pretty much impossible.
Internet runs your life. Alright, so
Thanks.
let's get into today's topic.
Yeah, let's do that.
Why not? Oh my gosh, he just hit a deep three. Sorry, that was totally off topic. I told us to get on top, and I'm just like
Crap, you're running it on us.
over here. So what's with that Call of Duty team from Brazil dropping out, or they got disqualified? What's up with that?
I don't know. Major League Gaming hasn't said anything about it. They won't. I don't think they've released any details about why they got disqualified. Maybe they have, and I just missed it. I was unplugged.
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, just weird, but same thing. Team from Brazil.
What? Your mic.
Mother.
Oh my gosh.
I said the exact same thing happened last year with a team from Brazil.
Oh yeah.
So freaking Brazilians, man, can't keep it together.
Or they just don't like Brazil.
Brazil to control them.
Can't hear you.
Fucking Jesus! What?
Oh my god. Can't hear you.
Now hear me now, brother.
Oh yeah. Talk again though.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's faint.
Oh my gosh, maybe Activision just really likes to troll the Brazilians, right? Like invite them and then disqualify them, like.
Probably. Shoot.
I am gonna try to find. Sucks.
Oh.
Give me 2 seconds here, friend.
I might have found something. Disqualified from the World Championship tournament. Based on recent investigations, it was discovered that the team broke the next rule classifier, day 23. Users are prohibited from sharing information about their accounts created on game battles with another person for any reason. This includes, but is not limited to, usernames, passwords, gamer tags, emails, etc. So I guess one or more of the team members on SSOF Gaming, otherwise known as We Are Brazil, shared their game battle information with someone else, and then that's what made them get disqualified.
Your username?
Yeah, that's what it says. This includes, but not limited to, usernames, passwords, gamer tags, emails, etc. Which I find that weird because everybody knows your gamer tag, so how when that...
You're not allowed to share. Surely we're like taking this wrong. Like, so if Connor's like, what is your username? I need to find you so we can form a GB team. I'd be like, F off. Confirm it.
I'm going to get disqualified.
Tell you that.
It's so weird. But that was a statement that MLG Brazil released, that users are prohibited from sharing information about their informations about their accounts created on game battles.
That's funky. That's a weird statement.
So
I don't know.
So that can't be like with your teammates though, or anything. That could.
I don't know what it means, but because it's so close to the tournament, they said they do not. Ooh, there you go. Good lab.
Oh yeah, Gibson.
I had a class with him last year. They do not have to replace that team, and so it'll be a 31 bracket.
So does that mean someone's gonna have a bye, or
the teams get out of the groups?
Yeah.
So it just means that group.
Isn't it 2 people from each group get out?
2 teams from each group.
So the team with the Brazil, which group are they? Group G, so Optic, Epsilon, and NSP.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's stressful.
So Optic and Epsilon, I'm gonna go on a limb and say those 2 are gonna get out.
2 to go out. I am picking. Well, we'll get into that in a bit. Actually, right. Yeah, that's the deal with that. So, yeah. So, did you catch any of the North America or European qualifiers?
I didn't.
None of either of them?
Because I was doing something.
Okay. Something.
I forgot what I was doing. When was that?
I don't remember, but
I think I might have watched a little bit of it, and then I had homework or something I had to go do.
But,
some ridiculous like that.
So, yeah, first of all, TCM beat Epsilon in the finals of European qualifier. And they beat them 3-1, which was a little surprising. I mean, that was a match that like people were saying could go either way, but they comfortably. A little surprising. Epsilon is supposed to be the powerhouse, but they kind of got stepped on.
Isn't that kind of one of the bigger names in Europe? Epsilon.
Everyone was saying number 1 and TCM was number 2. I kind of saw it coming. TCM just felt a little bit stronger to me. The brackets. If Epsilon had played them on day 1 of the qualifiers, Epsilon would have crushed them. TCM was struggling.
Were they really?
Yeah, and Epsilon was crushing people. But TCM was just making it through every match against like some nobody teams. But then Sunday came around, and
do they have like team changes or anything? Do they have to get used to their team, or?
A little bit. I'm not sure exactly how long ago TCM put this exact roster together, but it's been little bit of a change up. European players have kind of all played on each other's teams a lot. It's even changes.
So it's not like the Optic change where every week they're dropping 2 people.
Well, kind of is like that actually. And it's just that they all trade, and so they've played with each other, so they all know each other super well.
And there's probably not as many teams in Europe as there are US, is there?
And certainly quality teams. Yeah. So
Yeah.
European qualifier. Do you know who won the North American qualifier?
It wasn't Complexity, was it?
No.
Yeah. I read
It was-
somewhere it wasn't.
Strictly Business.
SB. What
SB.
up?
Beat them twice.
Twice.
Beat them to knock them into the losers bracket and beat them in the grand finals.
What?
They 3-0'd them and then 3-1'd them.
They 3-0'd Complexity? What? I can't hear you. I heard that.
So, well, yeah, it was crazy. They just kind of destroyed everybody.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they're going to go pretty far? Strictly Business?
They don't. I mean, they're clearly a good team, but I don't see them winning it by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't see that happening. I would lose my mind if they win the world championship. It came out of nowhere that they won, because they were supposed to be like a top 5 team, but probably the number 5 team. You know?
Like they were just bottom 5,
Right,
bottom
like,
top 5.
Apathy, Saints, and Diego. Like no one on earth thought they had any business winning that tournament. So that was weird.
That tournament wasn't played on individual hosts, was it? It was a LAN, wasn't it?
LAN tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was played on the Xbox One. So,
Yeah, what are your feelings about that? How it's all moved over to Xbox One?
I don't know. I almost feel like they should have waited until after World Championship, and then once that happened, like start tournaments after World Championship on the new console. Finish out on the Xbox 360. But
it was kind of a quick change.
Yeah, but Microsoft had a lot of money for the World Championship, so they wanted to promote their new console.
That's true.
Big issue was that some of the pro teams didn't get to scrim at all on the Xbox One because their guys weren't able to get an Xbox One until a week and a half, I think it was, before the qualifier. What they would be playing on at the tournament. So people were scrimming on both the 360 and the One, and so it was just a big mess.
Do you think there is a big change between the Xbox One and Xbox 360?
I have, but all the pro players say it's crazy different.
Really?
They say the difference is huge. Scuff buttons were not allowed.
Sorry, what?
The Scuff controller was not allowed.
Oh, really?
No one was using those at the tournament. So there's another big factor.
Maybe that's why Complexity lost.
Things that kind of played into just weird tournament with, not necessarily reliable outcomes or results.
Yeah.
I don't think these results will be repeated. We'll see though. We'll see.
Anything can happen. Just like the U.S. could get out of the group stages of the World Cup.
I really doubt it. Do you want to go on and let's make some predictions about the World Championship?
Yeah. So let's do who you think is going to win each group. Who are the 2 teams you're going to get out of each group?
Oh, I just destroyed the back. Okay. So you go down and go group by group, or do you want to like all of mine and then you do all of yours, or do you want to have a discussion about each one?
Let's go group by group and kind of talk about each one if there is something to talk about.
I'm gonna go with, coming out in first in Group A. I'm gonna go Strictly Business.
Yeah.
Shocker, but after, I think they'll win. But I do think they'll win their group, not the tournament. But I think they'll win their group. And then I think I'll pick Vitality Returns.
We.
I think I've heard of them. there's the standard. Um, I've heard of Sublime. I don't think they're very good. I feel
Hmm.
like I remember Vitality Returns actually going reasonably far in the European qualifier just a few weeks ago, so I'm going to give them the nod
You're gonna give
here.
them the.
What about you?
Just like you said, strictly business. I think is gonna come out on top of that group. I really don't know anything about the other teams. Team Rise ZA, South Africa.
You're going to give
They
you're going
could
to go
they could totally do it. Yeah, Sublime. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. I'll do Vitality Returns too, because I feel like I've heard of Vitality before.
Alrighty. Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
the
go
group
with
I
them.
know. All right, Group B is where things get a little dicey. I don't think real All Stars have any kind of chance at all.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Might as might as well in the Netherlands.
Next
Uh,
them.
it's an expenses paid trip. Why not come to LA for
Why
a week?
not?
So I'm giving Complexity the number one.
Yep.
Vex played pretty well
Mm-hmm.
in a qualifier, but I can't remember. Actually, let me check real quick. I have the team database roster open right here.
Look at you.
Orbit is okay. Nope, Orbit doesn't have their old roster. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Vex.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Complexity's gonna come out on top, and Vex is gonna get second. Cause
Vex is good. They've got some good players. Do you have the database page?
like I've actually heard of Vex before, and I think I've seen them play once.
Yeah. There's the roster for all the teams. I just messaged it to you on Skype. See if you.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Vex, I think we'll take the number two. If Orbit had the roster that they had during like Box 2, I would have said Orbit in a heartbeat.
Right.
But guess. All right, Group C. A little lame here. I don't really see many upsets coming now that I'm looking at this. I'm going to go with TK. Actually, I don't know anything about any of these other teams. Lightning Pandas. Let's go with the Lightning Pandas.
Totally, dude. I'll go Team Caliber, and I'm gonna go Rain Mix from Sweden.
Let me tell you,
They're gonna
you made this.
they're gonna surprise us.
Lightning Pandas has the guy who, like, I don't know if he founded, but he was one of the original 4 Epsilon players. They got Shane. He's real good. He's the one I'm talking about. And then none of the other guys had I heard of. Lightning Pandas made it to the round of 8, I think. Yeah, they made it to the quarterfinals in the European qualifier. So they're a solid team. They lost to T. So I think they'll do well enough to get out of the group.
But Rain has Iceman on it, so
yeah,
you never know. So we're on Group D now.
Yeah, Group D.
I'm gonna go with FaZe and SK Gaming.
Yeah, me too.
Hell yeah.
I stayed up with the Pro League in the the MLG Pro League for the North American teams right now. FaZe is up by quite a bit.
Are they out there?
First place by quite a bit.
Wow.
Their record is like before tonight. They don't play tonight. Their record is 20-10. So that's pretty exciting. Oh, hey, tonight's results just came in. Complexity 3-0 Justice, NV 3-0 Justice, Complexity 3-1 to Optic, NV 3-0 Complexity, and Justice 3-1 to Optic. Not a good night for
Optic, yeah.
Great night for Envy, though. My goodness. They didn't even drop a game. Hashtag.
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
Hashtag Warriors.
I say my favorite, yeah. He's like so strong online, they had to call reinforcements.
So good.
My favorite two teams now, I think, are FaZe and Envious, with Optic at number 3.
Optic getting that 3 position.
Yeah, I know, right? And if Call of Duty, if we actually had any kind of appeal to the Call of Duty market, I would be getting death threats for saying.
You probably would, because Optic's like the...
Right, they're huge. Like, and there are some cool Optic fans out there, right? Like, I mean, I consider myself an Optic fan, but like, I'm not.
Yeah, you're not like
fans who are cool, but majority of Optic, maybe not the majority. We'll go with an even the Optic fan. They just have a vocal half. Are 14-year-olds who are like, if you don't like, you're a fag.
Oh, I love those people, man.
The internet. Yeah.
Totally internet.
I agree. FaZe's S&D is good. They run like... Here's the thing. This game, you should not be... Like, no one is running assault rifles, right? Like, you just can't do it. In the Respawn games, you have to run 3 subs.
Well, I think it really depends what map you're on.
Does. There are only about 2 maps that you can actually get away with an AR, and they're War.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to run, like, all subs. Except FaZe. They will run... I mean, it's an S&D, granted, so you can be a little... You know, there's a little more variety there.
Yeah.
They run 4 assault rifle sub rounds.
Do they really?
I mean, because they've got Proofy and they've got JCap. They're considered, like, the 2 best shots.
Yeah.
Assault rifle players always have been. Like, for a while, they could never play on the same team. That was why people were saying Envy was starting to get bad towards the end of the middle of Black Ops 2, was because they had JCap and they, like, have the exact same role.
Yeah.
But they're also both so good that role, it was okay.
It really didn't matter. Yeah, they could...
They got second at the World Championship last year, but barely lost. It came all the way down to game 11. They lost 4-6 in the final S&D against freaking Rico Impact.
Rico.
Gosh,
where are they at? They
so,
kind of dropped off the board. What? You just cut out.
First loss was Parasite, Killa, Mercs, and then Ricky. But that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Killa is not on a pro team. So there's that. And then, wow, my gosh. Karma is on Complexity, so...
So did Farico just disband or something? What happened to him?
Sponsorship. So they went back, right? So they went to Epsilon, and then they had the choo-choo train incident. Kill the choo-choo. Mercs Miracles told everybody to look at his bank account, and then Parasite sit down as they were watching him play. And lost their sponsorship with Epsilon, and then they broke up that basically. And then they reunited in this game under Curse LV minus Karma because he was playing for other teams. And now he's on Complexity. So there's that. Yup.
Mind blown.
Well, great.
So next group, we're on Group E, right?
Group E.
NBA's TEC Immunity and Clarity. US, UK, Australia, and the United Arab Emirates.
There's an Arab team in this tournament is just crazy to me. I'm
going with them, top in the group.
Oh yeah.
Clarity team, United Arab Emirates. They're topping it. They're gonna do it, and NBS is gonna be right behind them. They're gonna 3-1 them. It's gonna be the deciding round. They're gonna 3-1 them.
That's your prediction.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm holding you to that because I'm going NV1 and TEC 2. That seems his choice. I could see TEC upsetting NV for sure, but I think NV will. But maybe not.
Not Clarity.
And Unity will come out of nowhere because they're from Australia, and you just don't know anything about them at all.
You can't underestimate Australia. They're just gonna come with a box of snakes, and no one's gonna know what they are.
Yeah, 90% of that country is killer.
It's gonna kill you.
That's madness. But I don't know. I watched some of their qualifiers as the thing, and you can't tell how good they are because you've never heard of any of them. So
Yeah.
you keep like, oh, they beat that team. I don't know how good that team is either.
So hard.
So there's that. So we'll find out. So
I'm
Group
calling,
F,
though.
go with.
I've never heard of Rise Nation before. Let's look at that team.
Wait. Where was the other Vitality team? Oh, Vitality Returns Rises.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never heard of any of those.
What?
Go Tag, I think I've heard of.
I'm going with Rise from the U.S. and 1 second, sorry. Definitely Rise from the U.S. and then the Wizards.
The Wizards?
Okay, going with the Wizards. I think they're going to come out big and crush some people.
I'll do Rise. And I'm going Brazil 5 stars, man.
And you're getting guessy.
Those 5 World Cup wins is going to fuel them to victory.
The Wizards,
they could pull off something magical. Oh.
Wizards did well in the European qualifiers, so I'm going strictly off that.
Did they? I'm going strictly off of how many World Cup wins each country has.
Well, then Brazil will turn to that.
Spain's there too. Whatever. Optic and Epsilon.
And so Optic 1, Epsilon 2?
I feel like there's going to be one game that decides 1 and 2 in that group.
Epsilon 1, Optic 2. I don't see any red lasers shining through windows, so I don't think I'm about to be assassinated for saying Optic's going to come out.
I got my windows covered, man.
I think Optic's going to lose to Epsilon.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's going to be that one game that's going to decide it. That one round.
Neither of us are considering look at an SP and look at where they're from.
But how many South Korea Call of Duty players?
Matter, they're South Korean. They're gonna have like a 700 APM, Ryan.
Can you even like measure APM on Call of Duty?
In keyboard, just slaying.
Everybody's gonna have their controllers, and he's gonna whip out. They're all gonna whip out keyboards. They're like
keyboards. People are like, the hell? And then they're just gonna slay.
Everyone's freaking gonna go down.
So there's that. No, I don't think they'll make it through because, like you were saying, Korea doesn't have a real competitive Call of Duty scene.
It's not as big.
But I remember last year at the World Championship, though, there were 2 South Korean teams, and I was legitimately horrified going into the groups that they're just going to kill everybody. Like, God, if Korea just comes into this, and no one's ever heard of any of their teams, and they just,
And they slaughter.
I will be so pissed, and I will quit playing any kind of competitive video game.
Because they'll just rule the world in video games.
It isn't even fair, but
it's just not fair, yeah.
The case, and it was still very much an North American dominated one with Europe in second. It's like Europe's never playing the top spot in esports. They're always Europe.
Europe, yeah.
It's usually South Korea number 1, Europe 2, North America 3. Pretty much in every game. You could maybe say that in Dota 2, North America is 1. Darn it, we have Call of Duty on.
We got Call of Duty, man.
Take that.
We got all those 14-year-olds yelling profanities at people on Xbox Live.
Yeah, we're still have it.
You tell him, kid.
But and then brings us to the last group, Group H. What do you got for me?
Turner Classic Movies coming out on top.
Turner Classic.
DCM's going out top from UK. And then Xfinity. Oh, but Singapore, they could do it. They could get the second spot.
Right. Killerfish, what's their roster like now? They used to be a really solid squad.
Did they? They got
Don't like it.
Black, Kurklutski, Theros, Hasbroken, and Akion. What?
Right. Doesn't look like it anymore.
Doesn't look like it.
TCM and then Xfinity as well. Xfinity's really good though. I doubt they'll. I don't think they'll beat TCM. I think TCM's a lot better than a lot of the US teams give them credit for.
Really?
And I mean, I keep finishing top 4 in the tournament for sure. Yeah. So those are my picks. Who do you have taking? Let's hear your top 4 for the tournament.
Top 4? Let's see. So
this at all, so go for it.
I'm gonna. I don't think Optic's gonna get in top 4.
No.
I don't think so. I better put bars on my windows for saying that.
No.
You said Strictly Business beat Complexity twice in that, so I think. See, it all depends on when you get into the bracket matches and see who's up against who. Because if Strictly Business is in the same bracket area as Complexity, I'm gonna go with Strictly Business. I don't know. I think they could do it 3 times.
Wait, you think they're winning the whole thing?
Did you send me another thing? Facebook.
Ryan?
What?
You hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so you have Strictly Business winning the whole thing?
No, not winning the whole thing, getting top 4.
Oh. Okay. Who are your
I was just I'll do Strictly Business, Phase.
Okay.
Ooh, I might have to go with my United Arab Emirates team.
You're joking me, right?
No, I'm joking. Yeah. Wild card.
Please don't even play with.
I think Epsilon could get top 4 if they play really well.
Like that, they're my favorite European team.
And then I think Caliber.
Okay.
Could come out. Definitely USA strong.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna go and no. So you don't think Complexity?
Did I not say Complexity?
What'd you say? You said
I thought it was Strictly Business, Complexity,
Epsilon.
Epsilon. Oh, and Phase. Sorry.
Ooh, no Complexity for Ryan.
Mm.
Ooh, no Optic, no Complexity.
Yeah.
Personally gonna kill you in your sleep tonight.
I'm gonna have to lock all my doors.
You probably should do that when you go to bed anyway. That's just a good habit.
No, I know I do.
Oh, darn. We actually kind of have... Not really. No, we don't.
No.
I have, in no particular order, I guess, I have Phase, actually. I do have Phase. I think they're going to make a run. I don't know. I don't know. Something in my gut tells me that they aren't, but I think they can.
You want them to go.
And my gut and my head are not in agreement right now. I'm not actually sure which is telling me which, but one of them's telling me they will go.
One of them's telling you something.
Right. Another telling me opposite things. Anywho, I'm picking them. TCM.
Oh, okay. Turner Classic Movies.
Who said that's the one? Not a very out there kind of pick.
Did you pick
I hate.
complexity?
I pick complexity,
Okay, you kind of cut out, but I heard a C.
but I think TK.
TK.
God, I don't. Yeah, so complexity, TCM, phase, and TK. I don't need your top 2 or anything, but I do want. Who do you have winning it?
From my 4, from strictly business, phase, epsilon, and I had caliber too. I think phase could win it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they could do it.
That's nuts.
I'm a risky guy, man. My
Well,
bracket's already screwed up. That's how risky I am.
it's nuts, sir.
Or epsilon.
Okay. Wow. I don't love either of those. I'd be pumped if either of those teams won it. I would like it to stay in the U.S. just so we could have this. But I do really like.
So we could have something.
Man.
See, but it's like any one of these teams could really win.
Yeah.
If you like, in all seriousness, any one of them could show up and bring their A game and just dominate it, and then everybody else could.
That's true.
But I mean, I don't know. Why did I just open Terra?
My computer.
I was trying to exit out of the Norton antivirus pop-up thing, and I clicked on Terra. Silly Ryan. Tricks are for kids.
Okay, 1 second. Let me think. Who do I have at 1?
Beep, beep, beep. Wild card.
I don't. This sounds so mainstream and not fun at all. But I do think complexity will take it.
I knew you were gonna say that. As soon as you said mainstream, I was like, he's thinking complexity. What a loser.
I think they will. I just gonna be super pissed. I guess they've been scrimming a lot because they Ghosts really. They kind of showed the fact that they were the best team, and they just kind of rode that to the first couple tournament wins. But they were close. You know, they had a lot of really close tournaments. They almost 3-0'd them again. They almost 3-0'd them in Philly, and they almost 3-0'd them to knock them out of the tournament. And
see, to me, that just means they are writing that we're the best team because we're the best team, so we're not going to try very hard, and they're not going to take it as serious as some other teams are going to.
Writing that, they finally lost. So I think that's going to change because they finally lost, and I think they're going to get back to it because they used to have the mentality of like they win the tournament, and the next day they.
Yeah.
And they just don't have that anymore. I've been out of town, so I don't know if they've been scrimming a lot. I have no idea. But I assume they're really wanting, real hungry for this, so to speak.
You would hope they would.
You would hope. Otherwise, it feels like they don't deserve all those championships that they earned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all I've got for that. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how.
To see. So let's see. When does this start actually?
Next weekend.
Next weekend?
It starts on Friday.
Holy crap! Where have I been?
Yes, sir.
I remember us talking about this forever ago. And I'm like, that's so far off. And I'm like, oh, next weekend. Let's freaking do this. It's in Anaheim, right?
Business. Can you hear me?
Now I can. I heard you.
Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah. Now I can't.
I'm talking for 2 minutes straight.
Nope. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
But, no.
It's not happening.
Can you hear me?
Nope.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you say, "Can you hear me?" And then I
Can you
can't hear anything else after that. Yep.
Do you hear this statement that I'm saying right now?
I just heard that statement.
You did hear that statement?
I heard the statement saying, "Can you hear this statement?"
It's beautiful. Okay. It is.
Nope, can't hear you. You talk and then it just shuts off.
Okay. The tournament, the World Championships for Call of Duty, are happening in not St. Louis. That's where I was this week. Are happening in Los Angeles. Repeat that back to me. What city are they happening in?
For everybody at home and for me as well, they're happening in Los Angeles.
All right, we're golden, baby. Let's keep rolling.
I could drive there.
That's cool. You should. You should
nobody
buy
got,
a ticket first.
ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that. True that, man. Yeah. So, did you know that Optic Gaming is hosting Strictly Business at the Optic House this week, and Team Envious is hosting TCM, Europe, at the House of Envy this week.
Are they just gonna scrim?
Yep, they're just scrimming. They're
That'll
just
be
laying.
fun.
It will be cool. They're streaming them, so I'm excited to maybe watch some of those. They're starting tomorrow, so that'll be cool. I'm excited to see how that all goes.
That'll be fun to watch. I might even watch that.
Watch it.
See, the problem is,
Past is why I'm excited.
I haven't seen the new broadcasting system, because the last Call of Duty thing I've seen was the MLG, where only one person could be streaming at a time and they didn't jump from other people, so it was just incredibly boring.
Right. Well, the play is still kind of like that you watch like on MLG, but there can be multiple people streaming now. So you can watch from a couple different viewpoints on one team.
Okay. Because that, like, just watching from one person and only really hearing them and hearing the other team talk through the mic, it was not doing it for me.
It's okay, but it's like watching their personal stream, and it doesn't feel like you're watching a professional league, Like,
yeah.
People to care to make this resemble the LCS from League of Legends, they need it casted. They need a match to be casted, really. And I think it's stupid that they, aren't doing that. These scrims this weekend between Optic and Strictly Business and Envious and TCM will have cast. Like, Vince flew out to the Optic House. He'll be there this weekend. He'll be casting them. So they'll actually be like tournament matches, really, but they're just scrims.
That'll be cool.
Excited to watch them.